Do you like the sauna?
Bruh, like, to be honest, man, it is the single thing I miss the most right now in my life. Like the thing and this is gonna sound a little gay, but I don't worry at all about that shit. When like it was one of my favorite things to do after a jiu-jitsu class, to just like go to the sauna and just like chill out there with, well, maybe one or two of my rolling partners for like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and just sweat it out, and then go home and like wash myself and do my stuff. It was one of my favorite things to do, but man, like gyms aren't even open here. So like there are no saunas. Like they're not letting people go sweat on each other in the sauna.
So whack. It's whack.
Yeah, it is. It is fucking whack. I started the shit though. So what's up, everybody? Josh Kwiatkowski's in the house. The big homie Josh Kwiatkowski. I'm so happy to have him because, as you may or may not know, we have spoken to his opponent Lucas Neufled recently, and like I've been saying to Lucas, this is like one of the most anticipated fight in Canada, like for this year, basically. The fact that you guys are fighting, so I really wanted to get the chance to speak to you both, and here I have you today. So how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing awesome. I just finished training. I literally just got back home and just relaxing a little bit. And then here I am in my sauna. Also, fellow owner of a sauna, so, got to stay
man.
warm, got to heal up, got to recover. Call mine off an old Romanian man. So it's legit,
Yeah, for sure. It's true that he was in the sauna too. I just thought about that. Okay, so first off, is it true that you're fighting? You guys are fighting for BTC, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna come out any day. But Luke already spilled the beans. So yeah, we're fighting for BTC. Doesn't matter. I'm just happy the fight's happening. Like, that's the whole thing that matters. And basically, me and him created this fight. So I'm happy it's happening.
I'm looking at the BTC card, but it's not fully announced, okay? But like I'm looking at the fights and where like they're placing the fights on their announcement and stuff. Like, man, are you guys the main event?
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. We could be the first fight of the night. Regardless where I'm placed in the fight card, when people come to my fights, you're going to remember my fights. So I know he's kind of a similar style, where people remember his style. Remember, like his fighting style, his entertaining factor. And it's a shame that there won't be no fans there, but tune in because we got a fight on our hands.
Now, of course, man. So, for yourself, the first time I heard about you, and I don't know if you remember that, it was like quite a brief encounter, but it was random too, but it was cool. It was 2 years ago, 2019. Tristan Connolly just won in Vancouver. And I was speaking with Tristan, and he was with you. You were like at the airport or something like that, because guys were going to Unified MMA, where he was gonna corner you, and you were gonna fight the Matthew Clute.
Yes.
So I was looking, and he told me about you. We kind of spoke for a couple minutes, like, hey, how's the training going? And then I was like, oh, say Josh Kwiatkowski, who's that guy? I'm gonna look at that guy. So I looked at you. You were at that time 2-2 as a pro. Just won by first round finish, like 16-second finish. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna look at that guy, man. I was already planning to buy that Unify card and stuff. So I'll be looking at that guy. He's from Tristan's gym and stuff. So, and the fight with Matthew Clute was absolutely amazing, like one of the best fight of the year. And then I was sold. I was like, man, this guy is something to watch. He's not messing around, going straight for the damage, straight for the finish. And since it's only been better for you, you went from a 2-2 guy, basically from a 1-2 guy to a 5-2 guy. You're now 4 wins in a row. So I wanted to know, man, like, what is there something that changed between your 3 first fights and your other fights after?
The progression of my fights, it was. I'm a slow learner, you know. I'm a slow grind. I'm a hardworking guy, and I don't have those physical attributes, but I grind and I work hard, and my coaches, Sean Albrecht, and my striking coach Dan Gokar, the whole team behind me, my wrestling coach Naveed, my strength and conditioning coach, about 3-4 years ago, we really like formed our team, and Tristan was helping coach so much too before he made the UFC, and yeah, we've just been killing it. We've been grinding, and I feel like I just have them steering the ship a little bit better and just helping guide the mayhem that is me, because if it was if it was my call, I'd be fighting bare knuckle in the States right now or something. But I find Lucas, and I have a tough fight on my hands, but I'm so excited to show people the progression of my game, because I was kind of going crazy before my last fight, before I had to fight my friend Blake Shavolskin. But Blake and Lucas, to me, are very similar. Lucas is more durable and crazy, wild, right? But I think that's hurt him, you know. But time will tell. I'm excited.
Yeah, no, of course. That's why this fight is so good. Is because you both kind of don't give a single fuck about anything. I feel like in like the way you fight,
Zero.
yeah, the way you like, you don't care. This guy, man, he can end up on the bottom, and he'll be fucking elbowing you from the bottom. I feel like it's the same thing for you. Like you both are really crazy. You're both on winning streaks, and like at this time, you're both considered as some of the top prospects in that division. Because let's be honest, it's a weird division in Canada 145 at this moment.
Yeah.
Like there are good guys that have not fought for a while. Like let's say here in Quebec, we got Alex Morgan. He's really good. He's like
I
9
hear
and
that
4.
kid's good. I hear that kid's
Yeah,
good.
but fuck, man. Last time he fought, I think you fought like 3 or 4 times since then. So this poor guy just can't get any fights. There's Adrian Villalka, pretty good too, not getting any fights. Matt DiMarcantonio, pretty much working more as a coach, I'd say these days at Niagara Top Team. So like this division is kind of wide open, and I feel like yes, it's a prospect fight, but it's also a fight that's gonna put like one of you in a very very good position, like on the Canadian MMA scene, to like be the next featherweight to emerge, like grab some belts, maybe get a shot at the Contender Series. Do you have kind of have that feeling regarding that fight too?
This fight could easily be on the Contender Series, you know. I think the reason why I wanted to fight Lucas is because so many people were saying he was good, he was durable, he was tough, and I heard people talking about him, and I kind of looked into him, and as we were progressing in our careers, I kind of saw where we're heading, and I want to prove people that I'm going to be the first person to finish him. I want to go in there. I want to show people how good I'm getting, and I want to show people at 45 that they have to watch the fuck out, you know, because Matt Clute, the fight that you were watching at Unified, like I took that fight on 13 days notice. Like I train all year long, so it doesn't matter. I'll take a fight whenever if my coaches allow me. But on 13 days notice, it's not the best you. It's not a fight camp you, and everyone else that I've prepared for these last few years, I've been able to eventually touch them. They start moving funny, and then I find a way to finish the fight.
Yeah, of course. So I asked him that question. I'm gonna ask you the same. You kind of both answered already, but like this fight has kind of been painted as a rivalry fight. Like, oh, they're two rivals or two, but like I see they're pretty much don't hate each other, right? It's kind of more competitive than like a blood. How do they say that shit? Like a grudge match, let's say.
Yeah, it's like it's no. I have tons of respect for the kid, because I think after I get the finish, he's talking about getting that momentum. I think after I'm done abusing him, I'm gonna I believe that after I'm done abusing him, he's gonna be able to create that momentum in his further fights, and I believe he's gonna go to the UFC as well, or major organization. He's a tough ass kid, and he's got a good team behind him and good coaches. So I know he's a tough man, but it's me or him, and it's my dreams or his dreams. So he can wait.
So, what did you think about his interview with me? Like, what did you think about the comments he made? I know you texted me, you were fired up after it. Like, it made you want to fight even more. So, like, what are your feelings regarding like just what he said mainly?
It's funny because my last fight against Blake Shavolskin was the first person I had to fight who I considered a friend, who I considered a real friend before that fight. And I had to desensitize myself to the situation of being in the cage with him and having to do what I did, right? And fight. And it takes a different mindset to put yourself there. But I don't really know Lucas, right? So it doesn't take me much to want to punch someone in the face. But when I see someone say they're going to abuse me, I'm like, pardon me? I'll pause it, rewind. Make sure you said that. Listen to it again. Pause, rewind. I'm going to make sure you said that again. Pause, rewind. I'm like, shit, he did say that. Okay. So I'm pretty excited. I love fighting people. So it makes it a little bit spicier. It makes it exciting to want to punch them a little bit more, even though I don't need the push.
What's the training looking like? Because man, it's so like province by province, area by area. Here, like we've got places in Quebec where gyms are open, but like everywhere close to a city, close to Montreal, close to Quebec City, like ain't no gyms open at all. And like, man, I've got a curfew, bro. Like I have to be in my house by 9:30, and if I'm caught outside of my house by 9:30, I'm gonna have a ticket unless I have like a government paper, like to prove that I'm going to work, and like the officer can call at work to make further verification and stuff. So it's bullshit. I don't want to talk about it really, but I wanted to know like what's the training looking like for you guys? Because I know Alberta gyms are closed right now. You guys are open, but with restrictions and stuff. So, what is it looking like for you?
It's weird. I don't really hard to listen to them. So I have a beautiful home gym facility that I'm so blessed I did before COVID. And my coaches, we all know we have a job to do. So we be training. And I have a good, steady teammates and a good stable of fighters that all have fights coming up, fortunately. And I'm excited. This is all I do. I've been preparing for this just to be ready to fight the whole COVID. I was so close to biting the bullet to just eat that 2-week quarantine and just be so poor, eat cardboard for a couple weeks, I don't know, but it didn't work out a few times. It just last minute didn't work out, and then had to wait for Canada to do its thing, and then I got the Blake fight. I got to show people that I could fight someone who was wanting to take me down, and I got to show people what happens when people try to take me down. And yeah, I know when I fight people, eventually they're going to try to take me down. So it's just showing people that I'm getting better everywhere and showing people that I'm going to be a problem for people at 145. So,
of course, with the pandemic and all, like, do you think that like this whole shit could be a blessing in disguise for guys like you, like that are not that old in their MMA career, but they're not that young too. But like you said, you spent the whole year training where you didn't really have a fight. So I guess you just worked on stuff. You got better, like on things. You had time to work out on things that maybe during a fight camp you put less time on. So could that thing just end up being a blessing in disguise, and like you just come out as a different fighter?
it was tough pill to swallow because I just be weak and loud, and it killed me. It was just like something, a mental battle I had to get over, not competing, not getting that spark of figuring the man in the cage, you know, doing what I love to do. So in that time, my coaches just kept helping me build different skills and helped add to my arsenal and help ways to get what you have as sharp as you can to kick some ass. But when you're just training every day, it's like, okay, well, let's fix this, and it's a blessing. It is a blessing, but all that blessing is over. It's time to kick some ass in 3 weeks, so can't wait.
Yeah, no, of course. And like I genre, to reiterate, I think is really good for guys like you. Honestly, when because I know you guys, you're fighters, and like when you're not able to compete and stuff, it bugs you out. But sometimes just being like off camp and just training for 1 full year for guys that are like younger in their careers, that are still developing their skills and all aspects of MMA, it can be so good. Like we've seen guys in the UFC that, oh shit, he was gone for 2 years, I wonder what he's gonna look like, and the guy is just a completely different fighter when we see him back in the cage. So I feel like that's the kind of stuff that that could happen to you, since like you've been saying, you've got a great team around you, you've got like great coaches, great training partners. And like, who are your main training partners now? Like, who are the guys that you kept around for that period?
Well, I live with Keenan Keller, a pro
Shit,
fighter.
okay.
He's a little bit bigger than me, but
Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah, he's really, he's like a little brother to me. He's always kicking me. Then we have JR Cuervez, who's looking to make his pro debut as well. Taylor Christopher, I was working with him today. We became friends, and now he's a teammate. I work with Bibi. He runs an MMA class at Revolution with all good pros, and it's beautiful when the community comes together. And just BC, we kind of got a thing going on. If you're not fighting each other, we're working together. We're trying to get as many people to the UFC as possible, because that's all that matters. I'm Team BC at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, I'm Team Canada. You know, I want to go get my ass over the border and beat up some Americans. You know, I don't want to beat up Canadians, but if I have to, I will. So it's just gonna do my job.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I spoke about what you guys got going on with Dejan Kajic, who like you just said, and I think it's wonderful, and I feel like people are starting to see it in Canada and kind of do the same, because I've been feeling like recently, like Southern Ontario, the region like between Toronto and, let's say, like Windsor, these guys are starting just to train together, to cross train from gyms, because there's lots of good gyms in that area. And now I'm just seeing them all together, and I'm feeling like they kind of got a similar thing than guys in BC going on. And I've been talking about that with guys from BC for years now, like basically that you guys are all training together, you're all collaborating to be like Team BC against the rest of Canada locally, but against the rest of the United States. And I feel like, man, that's the way to go, basically, because shit, man, it's weird to say, because it's a huge ass country, but it's a small country. Like, we're only 32 million people in Canada. We're not the United States. We're not like Brazil. We're not like one of these places that they basically like could shit a new fighter every week. So to be able to have all the best from Canada just train together and elevate their game together, I feel like it's so good, and it's so beneficial for everybody. And we've seen like BC against the rest of Canada when guys, they come to BFL, they come to Rise FC, and they try to compete with you guys. It's tough, man. It's tough. You're probably one of the most advanced province in Canada in terms of MMA in general. So it's like the weed, man. You guys know what you're doing.
We got to figure it out. We got a little hot spot for both, you know?
Oh yeah, man, for sure. So It's been like 20 minutes already, man. It's been good. I'm gonna let you do your stuff, but I'm gonna let you with the final word. Like anything you want to say, anything you want to plug, shout out some people, anything. Floor is yours, my man. And let's go.
Well, Wild Thing, I'm gonna have to make you eat your words for saying you're gonna abuse me. Besides that, I got tons of respect for you, and I hope you have a good career after I'm done with you. But I got to thank everyone that's a part of supporting this crazy train of me. Ascension Martial Arts, Scorpion Martial Arts, Dan Goldcar, Sean Albrecht, you're a stud. Naveed, I'm not gonna say your last name. Irene, all my teammates that help push me every day. Michael Brakefield, my sports psychologist David Klinsky, and my family. I got the best system out there. I love you all. June 5th, I get again what and the progression of your career. And thank you for your time. And people, just be healthy, man. It's so crazy. Just be healthy. Stop smoking. Use your head. Let's go.
Yeah, don't smoke pot. Eat pot, man. It's way more efficient. Way more.
Yeah, wow. You can smoke pot. Just don't smoke ciggies.
No, yeah, no, I knew what you were saying. I know what you were saying, but smoking's not good for your lungs. So fucking just eat. Like, especially if you're in BC, guys, man, you don't know how you guys are lucky. Like compared to the rest of Canada, man, I go to my local weed store and I can't even see the fucking weed. It's like boxed in plastic and into some cardboard, into some like other plastic, and they put that shit into a bag too. It's like overbagged. Yeah, it's overbagged. It's overpriced, and like you guys in BC, you know the way to do it, man. So shouts to you.
BC, let me know.
Oh man, I'll be in BC. Like, to be honest, man, I was just like waiting for the opportunity to just get laid off work and just go to BC for a couple months during the pandemic, but it just never happened because I work in an hotel, and I think just the Red Cross are renting some room because it's kind of complicated, but they send people to the border. So that people that are coming back to Canada, you need to have like your quarantine plan and your testing and your da. So they just send people to the border to help, like the custom agents, basically, with all that COVID stuff. And I work at an hotel where we basically house all those people who work there. So I was never laid off work. So I'm kind of sad, but like I was coming, like we had friends, we had plans. I've had one of my friends that I sent. He's going to Vancouver like pretty much every summer. He lives in his RV, and I sent him to Checkmat Vancouver like to train last summer, and I was supposed to maybe come in too, but just never had the chance. But I can't wait. I can't wait to have the chance to meet all of you guys and come west and train and get some good weed and some good times and all of that. But that's maybe for an event, man. Maybe I'll come for an event soon enough. Who knows?
There'll be fans here soon, man.
Yeah, oh, of course, man. The fans, they're gonna change everything. I just can't wait for events with fans around here. But yeah, thanks a lot, Josh, man. I'm gonna let you do your stuff, and anytime if you got, like, let's say you got something you want to say, something you want to announce, anything you have on your mind and you want to speak about, just hit me up. You always got your place on the podcast, my man. And thanks a lot for being here today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Okay, we are back, and we are back with none other than the main event, the heavyweight champion, Bigfoot Caio Machado. What's up, man?
What's up, Faber? Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite. Yeah, fight's coming. I think 19 more days to the fight now, and getting ready. Excited to finally get back to work and do what I'm good at.
Yeah, of course. And this is gonna be a huge event, right? like the first event on Fight Pass, it was great. Like we had many title fights, really good matchups all around. The card delivered too. It was absolutely amazing. But I feel like this one kind of has something special. Maybe because I've got more fighters from my side of the country that are going to BC to fight some guys. So maybe that's why I feel like there's more people talking about it around here. But
Yeah.
for real, the hype around this card is quickly building up, and the matchups on this card are absolutely ridiculous. And the one you're involved in is by far the headliner. The one that we want to see is the heavyweight championship of the world, champion versus champion fight. You'll be fighting Christian Larsen, who has been one of the best heavyweight around, and I think you guys are basically fighting for the #1 spot in Canada. Do you have that same feeling?
That's why I asked for him. That's why I wanted to fight. Like all the rankings, if you consider it, who was fighting in Canada, was me and him. So let's square, see who's the best, and whoever's got the belt gets the crowd and go up. I think that's would be the natural match for both of us. As the BFL goes, I think first event was really nice. It was really good to get back to finally fight and be in the cage again. It was over a year since the last time I was there. And now they just tweak a couple details on the organization and all, and got proper matchups with more time, and people are back training. And I think like gonna be a great show. I think probably one of the best ever.
No, of course, man. The matchups on that one, the title fights, they're amazing. But too, we've got the Dario Sinagoga and Zachary Powell fight. That's absolutely ridiculous. And all the prospects that like started to fight pro on the last card that were so exciting, like Gio Platon and all these guys, they'll be back. And like everybody's super hyped to see them because they crushed it first time. So it's going to be a huge event. But I want to talk about you a little bit because, as I've been saying, around here, I'm in Montreal. Basically, I'm in Montreal, Quebec.
Yeah.
And we didn't really get to see BFL much until last year. Last year, there was one of our fighters, Jad Masson-Wong, who went to Vancouver. She fought Jamie Lynn for the belt at BFL. And it was kind of the first time that people in Quebec saw a BFL show. They had to buy the online pay-per-view. And that led to the last event that people got to see on Fight Pass. So basically, for many people, it was the first time that they ever saw you. So I wanted to speak a little bit about your pro career, because I've been looking at some fights, some footage that I could find on the internet. And man, you really fought Dustin Johnson in your third fight.
Yeah. I have a 6 fight pro fights on MMA right now, over 16, 20. I lost the count. Muay Thai fights between amateur and pro and like open tournaments. I always been about like getting better, like in fighting the best competition. I feel like to improve myself, I need to have like someone pushing my pace, and either a training partner or my opponent has like there was no point for me to fight someone like that take a step back. I always want to move forward. I want to get someone better and better and better until I get better. And honestly, that fight, it was where it changes everything for me. That fight was where I learned the most, and since then I'm only wins. I come for 3 wins and another one coming soon. That's been a good journey. 4 wins, 2 TKOs, 2 decisions, and a draw that I don't agree. Besides that, I lost against Joyson. But I think like my MMA career in general has been on the right track.
Yeah, no, of course, man. With a record like that, and especially at the weight class that you're in, where like there's not many people. It's not 155. It's not 170. Where like you can basically pick amongst the top 10 in Canada, and you'll get like amazing matchups because everybody's good. They all have really much experience and all. Heavyweight is not that. Like, it's tough to find somebody with a winning record that's like close to your experience, or like that's on the way up like you, because like I've been saying, we only saw basically 3 or 4 heavyweight in the last year rise up and become out of Canada and become like fighters. We had Arjun Buller, we had Tanner Bozer, we had Adam Dajka for a little while, but now he's gone. He's boxing. He's not even doing MMA anymore, but he was like 8-1. And now you got yourself and Christian Larsen, who have both been rising up the ranks. And it's really the matchup that everybody wants to see, because basically the one that's going to win is going to basically move on, I believe, to bigger opportunities with the Contender Series coming up. You know, they always need some people to fill in. And I guess that the winner of this matchup is going to be like a prime candidate for one of that spot. Do you feel like I'm right on that one?
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the main reasons I asked for this fight. He was ranked number 1 in Canada in some of the websites and pages, and I was like second of the people who fight before. Some ranks pull me a little bit lower. Doesn't matter. But the point is, like, from after this fight, there's no other way. There's nowhere else to go in Canada. Like, winning against Christian would be like celebrate that I'm biggest heavyweight fighting out of Canada right now, and would show that I deserve a chance in the big promotions. Honestly, right now I feel ready. I'm already ready for the opportunity. I am a better athlete than a lot of the fighters that are there on the division, and I just want to show my case here and get my shot at the UFC, Bellator 1. I'm coming. I have big things coming for me, and I know this fight's gonna open some doors.
Yeah. So everything, let's say everything goes out according to the game plan. Like, everything works out perfectly for you in that fight. You just go out there and you do everything you want to do. Like, what happens? What's how the fight goes? What's the finish? What did you envision for that one? Without, of course, letting go of your game plan. Like, don't tell us your game plan. We don't want to snitch on you or nothing. But how do you see this playing out?
Wait, I'm not picky about how I want to finish this fight. To be honestly, I'm ready to take this fight to the ground. I'm ready to fight standing, to wrestle, to grapple, to go to the distance. Like, I'm just trying to become more well versed, expanding my game plan, and like be ready for whatever Christian throws at me. I'll be ready no matter what. I feel in my heart like I started BJJ. I haven't got a sub yet, so maybe play a submission on this fight would be something very nice.
Yeah, no, of course. I love BJJ. I do BJJ. That's my thing.
Nice.
Another question according to that matchup, I want to know about the weight, because I know you're on the leaner side of things. You could fight at 205 easily. If you got a call on the Contender Series, probably you could go down to 205 quite easily. I was trying to look at some articles from weigh-ins from the past to see what weight Christian is at, and he's going to be bigger than you. He's a big guy. Do you feel like that could impact the matchup in any way?
Yes, but I think that will end up impacting the match on my favor. That the main reason about that I decided to start going down weight. Like, if you see early on my fights, I was cutting to 60 to 265. I was on the heavier side of the division, and I started getting leaner and faster, moving more, and getting in and out more easily. So my cardio is to the roof right now. Like, I fight like a middleweight, like a light heavyweight. I don't move like a heavyweight at all, and that's what I want to play on my game. Like, I'm done to see. I don't want to see guys like Derek Lewis that just have a heavy hand fighting for the UFC belt. Like, it's about to like big guys that are real athletes to show up and shine. And like I'm building myself to be this kind of guy. So I'm gonna be faster than him. I'm gonna have a better cardio. He might be stronger and have like a better knockout punch, but like I'm a better athlete, and I see myself as a more complete martial artist.
Yeah, and like you said, maybe it's a fight where you think your jiu-jitsu can shine, like really in that type of scenario.
Yeah, like I've been improving all sets on my game, especially my ground. I haven't got the opportunity to show, but like if the fight goes to the ground, I can easily pull off a submission. If he wanted to exchange, I'm ready. I'm just saying, like I wanna be an athlete that weighs 200 plus pounds and like keep him being on this athletic side of the division instead of just being showing handmakers and hope connect and drop someone off. So that's how I see my style, my fighting, and that's how I see the fight going. Longer the fight goes, better for me.
Yeah, of course, man. And like we've seen that recently with Cyril Gane, who as he started his pro career in Quebec for TKO, and you just like, man, he came here, he destroyed everybody. It wasn't even fun. And then he moved on to the UFC. And man, he just beat Jairzinho Rosenstrike in a 5-round main event. And you see that he's really the type of fighter that can go 5 rounds, that has the gas tank to go 5 rounds. Same thing with Stipe Miocic, Cain Velasquez, all the bigger and better champions in the recent memory of the heavyweight division. They all been guys that have good cardio, that are durable, but that can go easily 25 minutes, like without even caring about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's especially in this division, like having a good cardio, being a good athlete, that plays a huge difference. Like, so in the end of the day, my technique is great. I've been improving every day, but like I've been working a lot on being better as an athlete in general. Like better cardio, better strength, better, even lighter. I'm stronger now than I was a couple fights ago. So I'm just like tighter and skinnier and slimmer, but not necessarily light.
Yeah. In the future, do you wish to fight in both divisions?
Yeah. As I said before, I wish I asked before for the light heavyweight title fight on the BFL. We couldn't find anyone yet, and after this fight with Lee, I went back to the gym. I talked to Chris, and we kind of decided that would be better for us and for our path we're trusting it going right now to dominate the division, to go to the UFC as a heavyweight and see where it goes from there. Like right now the focus is getting to the big show, and then we figure out about weight.
Yeah, of course. And anyway, light heavyweight in Canada basically does not exist. It's only middleweights who don't want to cut weight.
Yeah.
So no interest to go there for you, really. And no, like we've been saying, with your record, even if the Larsen fight turns out not going your way, you're 2 fights away from 2 other wins away from Contender Series, I believe, because like there's so few people, and the UFC are always looking for people that can represent Canada too, that train out of Canada, and because like fans are gonna be coming back, it's longer around here. Like we've seen the card this Saturday night, there were fans in Texas and stuff.
That's so nice.
Oh yeah, man, I know. Like I just can't wait to go back to an MMA event and see the fans and just like but I guess it's gonna take longer in Canada, but it's coming. Like it's coming, and the UFC, they're gonna need people to headline in Canada to put their name on the poster and to say, "Oh, this guy." Especially if they come to the BC, to Vancouver, you're a guy that's known there, and like they always need heavyweights. They always need people from Canada.
Yeah,
and UK, you represent Brazil too, which is kind of established as probably the most dominant country in the history of the sport. Like, to be
Yeah,
fair.
we just got another belt
Ye-
last night with Charles
Yes.
Oliveira. Great
Yes.
performance last night, and as you said, it's so. I believe like crowds are coming back. Canada is working well on the vaccine, and things are moving on. I believe by the end of the year, hopefully, UFC announce the show here, and I can get my spot there. It would be like a perfect time. Yeah.
Of course, man. And how's the training in BC? Because here we can't train. Like, basically, gyms are closed. We can't even like bring people to our house. We got a curfew. It's absolutely crazy around here. Even though there's not many cases anymore, but I guess they're just waiting for us to be fully vaccinated before they let us go. Because each time they let us go, we fucked up so bad that they needed to put us back under lockdown. But I know I've got some friends in BC. There are many Quebecers in BC, and they've been telling me like that you're way less restricted than here, but there are still some restrictions. So I wanted to know, does that affect your training situation right now?
A little bit. Like right now, most of the restrictions are we're not allowed to do group classes, but the professionals are allowed to train. The gym, like lifting weight, the gyms and places that we can do weights are open. So I still go into the gym and still doing my weight training. I still have my like sessions with my coaches, my team at FKP, and I'm still able to work around those restrictions. The difference, like the number of people we can get in the team, the number of like sparring partners, because we got to keep that kind of close bubble. It's less. It can go. There's not many of us right now, especially right now that Argentina, Singapore, like not many heavyweights around anyways, and like right now it's even tighter to fight some partners. But we will be working around. I have some people at the gym to work, and we like there's always a way to work. Like I give my best. I always gonna find a way instead of give excuses. So no matter what, even if I have to set up and train at my carpet at home, I will be doing. I went this morning 7 a.m. for a run. Like I'm all about like getting better and keep training. So close the gym. I do outside. I go to the park and train and run and keep myself in a good shape.
Man, you guys are lucky, man. I'm so sad that the gyms are closed around here. Like really, it just makes no sense in my mind. How can you just close down the gym and just people? I've been eating so much food, man. I just can't control anything. I still do jiu-jitsu, but like maybe once a week at one of my friends' house, and I don't have to be seen over there because like if I get seen, maybe like they're even telling people to snitch on their neighbors and stuff. Like, oh, if you see that there are people at your neighbor's place, you can call the cops. And like our fighters are leaving now. Basically, two of my friends from Quebec, they just left, man. They're in Florida now. They train at Sanford MMA, and like they don't want to come back here. Like they're
sense. Like go for it. Sorry.
No, okay. They're training back there, and there's like Gilbert Burns in the gym, and there's like Michael Chandler in the gym, and he's like, why would I come back to Quebec to train with my team of like 12 amateur fighters and a pro fighter that's a 35er when I'm a middleweight? And like they just won't come back, so we're just losing our fighters because it's tough. It's illegal basically to train, and we don't even have jiu-jitsu competitions out here, like tournaments. It's not legal in Quebec. We go to Ontario to do tournaments because of like some government bullshit and stuff. So
yeah, same thing here. We are not allowed. Sorry, but we are not allowed amateur MMA. We are not allowed BJJ competitions. Amateur competitions at all. Like I feel those some restrictions are kind of dumb. Like my fiance used to work in a mall. Now she's in mat leave, but like the malls are open. People are going to shopping, putting their hands on the products and doing stuff, and I can go train and do my job. Like I don't really understand. And I always say that like healthy builds immune system, and like if you're training and keeping working out, you're probably not gonna get sick. Like I've been going out, I've been training, I've been like respecting the rules as much as I can, but like I'm
you need to put
training. Exactly, and I haven't get sick at all. So I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe my immune system is good enough, and I just can fight that.
Yeah, maybe if you train and you eat well, like you're in good health and you don't catch any disease, that's out there. Like just maybe that's an option. I don't know. We should try that here in Quebec because everybody's getting fat, everybody's getting pissed off. Man, we're having like protests. Basically, there was like maybe 20,000 people in Montreal that protested against like the curfews and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
like
I.
it's getting kind of crazy at that point. At least like back there in BC, you can, if you're a professional, you can train, you can like do your job. And yeah, there's restrictions, but still, I don't think, man, police is going to the TriStar gym every day to see if people are training.
Yeah, like that's
And
like training is being illegal. Like it's wrong to go training, to go exercise, and like we're coming from Brazil, so that's the thing. In Brazil, you're not allowed to get into a gas station with your mask face. You weren't allowed to get with a face mask because like people get robbed in gas stations there, and now everyone has to. And how that works?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, no, oh shit, yeah, that's a whole nother issue, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a whole other issue. But
and that
man, there's
and
so
the
many.
situation there is even worse.
Yeah, no, of course, man, because like with you already got places where like people that don't have much money, they're like neighborhoods that are like ghettos or the favelas in Brazil, and like people, they don't have money over there, they already are doing like crime and stuff. And now you just, with COVID, there's less jobs, there's less money, there's less everything, and just more people that need to find things to survive. You need to eat, man. Like if you don't have money to buy food, you got to do what you got to do. And if you
Right.
just increase the number of people that got to do what they got to do, that's where like the situation turns really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because
Yeah.
Brazil, it's a beautiful country, but every year, like there's like 5, 6 cities in Brazil amongst like the most violent in America, and it's kind of crazy, man, out there.
It is, but it's not. Like honestly, like if you go there with someone who knows the place and you go to the right spots, you probably won't see much. Like you can get your cell phone stole or something like that, but even here, but like it's like be aware, knowing your ways around. Like we always say, like here people all look forward. Back home, if I'm walking the streets and it's a little bit darker, I'll always look like corner of my eye, see if someone's following me or something like that. Like you just start developing that sense of surrounding. So end up going like that.
Yeah, of course, man. So I'm gonna leave you with the final word, man. Anybody like you want to shout out, any was sponsor, anything you have to say? I leave you with the final word before I let you go.
Yeah. First of all, and most important, I want to give a shout out to my coach Chris Franco, my Jaden March, my training partner, Noah Keel, training partner, and also Maria Demers, that is also fighting that card. She's doing her pro debut, and like she looks good. That girl is gonna come strong. It's gonna be the first fight of the night. So like whoever is watching, make sure you turn on early. That fight's gonna be good. And also like a big shout out to my sponsors and partners, the Van Born Group, DOM, Project and Service, Action Athletic, Where, Drive Market Group, and Rusty Bros Venture Inc. Those are my supporters and sponsors. They've been working with me since the beginning of the year. And big thanks for the help. Thanks for the shout. Faber, thanks for having me here. It's always a pleasure. Next, if you want to talk later after I get the win, just give me another call. We can set it up, and it's always my pleasure.
Yeah, of course. I was gonna say the same thing, man. Anything, like if you have something on your mind or you want to announce anything or just speak, like you just need to text me. I'll get you on the podcast anytime you want, man. And it's gonna be a great time, like it was today.
Yeah, and also, sorry, one more thing I can't forget. Just give a shout out to my fiance Gabby. She's carrying our little boy due to the end of June, so that's exciting for us. Thanks for being with me for those times and support and help me with my journey. I couldn't do that without you. So thank you, babe. And after this fight, time to raise this kid.
Oh, that's exciting, man.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the big news after the fight.
Oh yeah, of course, man. Congrats, by the way, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Caio Machado will be looking at it. The main event, champion versus champion, BFL 67 on June 4th. You can't miss that. It's on UFC Fight Pass. You got UFC Fight Pass. Can't miss that. So just look at it. And thanks for listening, everybody. See you next time.